Hi, it's Grace Bell. I am the founder of Work with Grace and the author of Grace Notes. Welcome to Eating Peace. So today I thought I'd talk a little bit more about fear. I've mentioned before, if you've watched previous videos, that there are three areas that I always noticed seem to be strongly present whenever compulsive cravings, compulsive behavior, obsessive behavior entered my world. And also the world of my clients as I spoke with them and worked with them over these past many years. And that is when they sense powerlessness, when they're feeling empty emotionally or physically, or when they're feeling frightened. And I thought I'd talk a little bit more today about fear. Fear causes all kinds of trouble, it does seem. Although maybe we can turn that around. So I got a note recently from a wonderful inquirer who has really spent a very devoted and dedicated amount of time to her own process of understanding compulsive eating, compulsive behavior, and her own life, her own inner world. I've known of her for several years. And she wrote with me to share what happened with her during an exercise of wanting to make contact with fear. She began to write down everything she was afraid of. And as she did that, she became more and more flooded with fear itself. It was almost like it was building like a fire. Like here it begins with some anxiety, and then you begin to put attention to it, and it grows and grows, and it was very consuming, enough so that she felt like she couldn't sleep. Very difficult then to do inquiry or sit with it. Now, no one wants to do that. Not very helpful. Maybe in the long term, very interesting learning experience, but I think there's ways to work with fear that are much more restful, and that's what I wanted to share with you today. It's going to sound so very simple, but I love what Michael Brown, who wrote The Presence Process, a wonderful book, a great healer, has to say about fear. And there's other wonderful teachers as well that say very, very similar things. And that is, as you experience these feelings of fear, not to hold only what is in the mind around fear. I mean, you can watch how it generates itself and it sort of seems to build. And when you have a compulsive or obsessive feeling, you're reaching out. Maybe it's one of those moments where you feel frightened and you're reaching for comfort. You often feel, when you're afraid, of something that's about to happen in the future or in the distant future. So it can be 5 minutes from now, an hour from now. You look at this empty evening ahead of you and you have some tension or anxiety around aloneness, or even you see that into the future, into your life. But fear often, just take a look and check on all the things that you're afraid of, is about the future. It's not about the present moment. So it's a intense future story. It is a story about what is going to happen. This building of anxiety around that. So, what can we do? Michael Brown suggests repeating to yourself the following phrase: I restore my inner balance with compassionate attention. I restore my inner balance with compassionate attention. You know what I love about that? All you need is compassionate attention. It means you're simply staying, noticing the sensations in the body, allowing them to be as they are, and not resisting. The worst part about fear, the part that sparks it and makes it burn like your house is on fire, is in the resistance. It is thinking you can't stand it, you can't handle it, and being afraid of the fear itself. And that'll spark a binge like no one's business. You just start to roll down that path and that arena into fear, and you will definitely want to do anything to change the channel. Anything. It's like you're in a horror movie, which I don't go to, by the way. there was enough horror movie in my own mind to work with for, several decades. So that's what I like to do with fear now is sit, rest with it, and notice what the story is. Then you can truly take it to inquiry. But if you're having trouble with the fear getting out of control and feeling like it's just so overwhelming, just repeat to yourself, I restore my inner balance with compassionate attention. It's quite amazing. It is possible for you to restore your inner balance with compassionate attention, nothing more. Attention that is loving and kind to yourself, feeling what those feelings are, allowing them to be as they are. So write and let me know how that works. See if you can catch yourself and slow down and be with whatever you're calling fear, whether it's tiny fear of anxiety or all the way up to really a terrified sensation. And let me know how it goes. And watch and see what happens with food. If you stop and rest and allow yourself to be compassionate with those feelings that are going on. So just see what happens with food. Write me and let me know. All right? Okay. Take good care. See you next week. Bye, everyone.